Okay, we're a little bit past the halfway point now, so we get to shake things up a little bit with a lightning round, candidates. These are quick questions-ish, quick answers though, 15 seconds or less. So, as governor, will you support moving the state primary to June? John Kiper.
Yes.
Mayor Craig.
No.
And Councillor Warmington.
Well, yes. I mean, the Secretary of State has stated that they're having very difficult time complying with the requirements to get the ballots out in time for federal law. We do need to move it back, and I think June makes a lot of sense.
Councillor Warmington, do you support the idea of a road toll to account for people who drive EVs and don't pay gas taxes?
I do think that we need to address the fact that electric vehicles do not pay any road tax, yet they put a burden on our roads.
Mayor Craig.
You know, that's something that I'd have to look at. We need to make sure that we are being fair and making sure that we can upkeep our roads. It's something I would consider.
John Kiper.
Yeah, I think, whenever I see Jeff Bezos, Amazon, electric trucks, as much as I love that he's got electric vans now, they're always double parked right in front of my restaurant. And I just think about the fact they're not contributing to the roads. And I think Jeff Bezos has got the money to afford that. So yeah, I think we should do that.
Next question. New Hampshire's lone death row inmate, Michael Addison, has a hearing later this month as he attempts to have his death sentence thrown out based on the prospective repeal of capital punishment passed by the legislature in 2019. Now, the state is actually fighting to uphold Addison's sentence. As governor, would you urge your attorney general to reverse course and not enforce the death penalty? Mayor Craig.
No.
Councillor Warmington.
I have been on the record as I am opposed to the death penalty, and I would be in favor, of course, working with the Executive Council, of commuting the sentence to life without the possibility of parole.
Mr. Kiper.
I do not support the death penalty.
Mr. Kiper, is it time to pay state lawmakers more than $100 a year, and if so, how much?
Thank you so much for asking this question, because frankly, that is why I'm here. I think we should start with a low number, because that's what we're going to get passed. So I would say $500 a week while they're in session. This would allow people like me, working class folks, to go up. Yeah, sorry, to go up to Concord.
Mayor
Forgot
Craig?
we're in the lightning round. My bad.
Pay the state reps more, and how much?
I think it's something that is probably warranted, but there are a lot of challenges and that we have to consider with our budget, specifically public education, public affordable housing, and so much more. So, it's something that probably should happen, but I'm not sure when.
And Councillor Warmington, would you like to raise state lawmaker pay, and if so, how much?
We will be building a budget from the ground up, just like Granite Staters do around their kitchen tables, to make sure that we're meeting all the needs of our state, and we'll talk with the legislature about that.
And Councillor, nice segue there. What impact, if any, has inflation had on your own family budget?
Well, of course, the cost of everything has gone up, and Granite Staters are feeling this with prices at the gas tank, at prices at the registers in the grocery stores, and we need to really focus on making sure that we are meeting the needs of working families. Everything in my administration will be decided through the lens of the working families.
Mayor Craig, your own personal budget.
Yeah, we are not eating out as much. My husband and I are commuting to work, so we're trying to use one car as much as possible. But yeah, it has been tough, and we know that this is affecting families across our state, which is why it's really important that we have a governor who understands what's happening to families and can make sure we are decreasing costs wherever possible.
Lightning,
I
right?
know.
Mr. Kiper.
Yeah, as a restaurant owner, the cost of food is evident to me every time I order more food, and it's getting harder and harder to turn a profit in a restaurant, and we're seeing less people come out, and it's really starting to hurt.
Okay.